Shalom, everybody. This is Dave from Universal Truth of Mankind. I am your host, and this is Meditation 201. Like I've been saying in the past, please like and share these videos. Everything's free. And let me explain to you a little bit why I am so adamant about this. And also, I am on YouTube as well as Rumble. I like to see this all shared. I started learning this stuff 30 plus years ago. And I am very big into and I enjoy Kabbalah. I'm very big into it, but a lot of the Kabbalah that's out there is what I would call institutionalized. There's a lot to Kabbalah that is not shared. There's a lot of Kabbalah that is not looked into. Kabbalah is not meant to be contained in some little, book or hey, we have the real Kabbalah. Don't go to anybody else. Nothing like that. Or we go to the teachings and we will not veer outside of those teachings. Well, you have to understand Kabbalah is like a puzzle. We have to take all these pieces and put them together. And the more we do that, the higher we climb. So that's why I do this for free. I'm not expecting any money or any membership of any kind. Please, like I said, like and share these. And also subscribe, of course. Now, we're all familiar with this. I'm going to try to keep this video short. The next few videos I want to keep short because it's going to be a mind-twisting new concept idea for most of you out there. And you're going to have to sit back and think about this for a week and try to digest how this thing changes. We have to understand in order to be self, we have to become a composite of, like I said, the upper soul, the mind, the body. But we also had to take a look at the Sephardic tree, which I've been explaining from different angles, and realize that this is scripturally based. And I can show you the evidence just in the first verse of Genesis. So we're going to be focusing on that verse today. And when we understand this more and more, we're going to be able to plug ourselves. We're going to learn our association with the Creator. We're going to understand the Creator's association with us and how to become a self that's inclusive of the Creator and the Creator having us inclusive to it. And this is what we're looking for. Here is the very first verse of our Bibles translated in English. On the top here, Genesis 1:1. And it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a cheap knockoff of a translation. It's not very good. It is very vague. You can drive a truck into it. And what really disturbs me is I see pastors and pulpits. I see various Jewish um, teachers, and they literally take, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Now, technically, it's correct, but there's so much more knowledge in this verse that is skipped over that really is going to give you a better understanding of the remainder of your scriptures. Now, when I talk about scripture, I'm talking about what's commonly called the Old Testament. I call it the True Testament. It's the True Testament. So we're going to look at the Hebrew, which you see right below it. You will see a total of 7 words. You see Barishit, you see Bara, you see Elohim, you see Et, you see Hashemayim, you see Va'et, Haaretz. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. This is often referred to as the menorah. You take a look at the menorah, at the 6 branches and a middle stem. This is considered to be the menorah, or an example of the menorah. Many examples of. But what is this verse telling us? In order to get a greater perception of what this verse is telling us, we had to take a look at not the words and then take the Strong's numbering system and go to a Strong's or to a word study, so on and so forth. We have to take a look at the individual characters how they're arranged, how they're together, and what we're bringing out. You'll see a lot of that discussion if you go to Kabbalah 301, where you see Ross, Tom, and myself discussing verses. So I definitely encourage you, go down the description list and go take a look for Kabbalah 301. Now, this is Meditation 201. Also, go to that playlist and start from the beginning and work your way forward. What that means, it's a key to understanding a lot of things. I used to stare at that hours at a time. My family can tell you that. And I used to look at it, and little by little, it started becoming more and more clear of how it is a key. Okay, enough of that. Now, Bereshit it means this is where the thought of creation begins. Let me explain. You see the bait there? You see the bait right here? That's the bait. That's the first character called bait right there. If you notice, it's like it's like a wall. Like you can only go in this direction. You don't, there's nothing before it. That's the way we're supposed to approach our study of the Creator. This is the essence of the Creator. We're not allowed to know that. It's forbidden. Now, let me explain what forbidden means. Forbidden means we're incapable. Okay? It's not like, oh, that's a forbidden book. If you read it, you would understand everything behind here. No, there's no understanding. There's no comprehension on our part at this level. We are shielded from this. And you'll see in a moment how. So we see Bereshit. I separated on purpose here. Bereshit. Now, you could say it means create. It means a heck of a lot more than that. But we'll just say it's an intelligence of 6. What does that mean? Well, here is the thought of creation. In order to create something or to make something, even whether it's a car or it's a pencil, a pen, um, remodeling a home, it starts with a thought. And so we have a thought that takes place. So what happens after that? What does a thought of 6 here? And you say, okay, what's the thought of 6? Well, we don't know yet. We just know there's a thought of 6. That's all we're supposed to think here. There's a thought of 6. And then we say there's a thought again. So what would be the second thought? Well, I'll give you I'll let the cat out of the bag for that. That's where creation is designed. You have a thought of 6, and then creation is being designed. I said that like a broken record in past videos. And Elohim here is the fabricator of creation. So let's go back to our chart. We see Keter here. That's Bara. And it was thought of, the thought of creation, the thought of 6. We come to here. And now we have wisdom. Wisdom takes that thought and makes what? It creates a design, a blueprint of what creation should look like, what it should contain. It's an intelligence. This is an intelligence. That's an intelligence. So we have the thought of it. We have the designer of it. And then we have Binah here, which is the fabricator of creation. Thought of 6, design of 6, creation of 6. What 6 are we talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we're talking about. Designer of 6. And what are we told further on in our Genesis chapter 1? Look what it says in verse 26a here. And God said, let us make man in our image. Now people say, well, it's our. That means it's plural. That's correct. Our image of 6. This is the image that the Creator has endowed into creation within us. Now, granted, we are not such perfectly balanced and harmonized and so beautiful as this is, but that's what we're going to be working towards. This six, we have the thought of six, the design of six, the fabricator of six, the image. Let's make us, not us in the image of God, in the image of that. This is the perfected form, and we have a less than perfect form of this within us. And I call these our intelligent energies. And they are referred to as intelligent energies. We have intelligence in us. We have intelligent energies within us. And that this is though this is this are this it's a difficult one sometimes. But this is us. This is what we're supposed to become. And because of this, we are familiar with the Creator. And since we are familiar with the Creator, we have a desire for the Creator. And we have the capability of becoming this. This is the example that the Creator has created. And this is what we are to emulate in our lives. Now, I hope that helps. I'm going to cut it here. And I'll do another video after this that goes in further detail. If you have questions, please ask. Feel free to ask. And I'll explain more in verse 1 very shortly. Take care, everyone. Shalom, shalom.